out of this reverie that we're into. But anyway, our next female. Oh no, hold it. Wait, now we're going to watch Jewel perform.
Oh my.
All right, this is a great song. You want to look into that camera?
Okay.
And introduce it for us. Go ahead.
Is this 1,000 miles away? This is 1,000 miles away.
Check it out.
So we prayed with many different gods as there are flowers, what we call religion offering.
Morning time. I wonder where you are. I wonder who you're talking to. I wonder if the sun has risen where you are. It's morning time. I miss your hands on my skin. This bed's too big without you. Oh God, what do I do? I'm 1,000 miles away, and I'm lying next to you. The sun shines golden. I feel like my car, a little rundown, a little beat up, maybe just a little green. Maybe it's my battery, maybe it's my starter, maybe I'm not me. It's just this feeling, I thought I had to get going, got too scared, got too big, so girl, got to get out of here, but now I don't know how to get home. Oh God, what do I do? I'm 1,000 miles away. I'm lying next to you. And these fields stretch out like patchwork on my granny's quilt. She used to tell me life is a series of strange and mysterious things. Oh, one minute you think you're up, the next you find you're down. Your mind says, sweetheart, you gotta stick around. But your heart says, oh, I'm too weak in the knees. God, what do I do? I'm 1,000 miles away. Said, oh, God, what do I do? I'm 1,000 miles away. I'm lying next to you.
As there are flowers, what we call religion offering. We're so worried about us saving our souls.
Okay, welcome back. That was Jewel. Great, 1,000 miles away. Now that song we will not be able to hear on Pieces of You, right?
No, it's on a little bootleg I sell at my shows.
Oh, that's it. Well, you got to go to the show. And you're performing tonight, actually.
I am.
At where?
New York City, Ludlow Street Cafe.
Ludlow Street Cafe. So run down there if you can tonight and buy one of those bootleg CDs. That's great. You know, I'm telling you, when I was listening, anyway, I was going to say, move over, Sheryl Crow, here comes Jewel. But, you know, in listening to your album, I got to tell you who you reminded me of. And, you know, you can kill me after I tell you.
Okay.
But one was Stevie Nicks, I know. On one song, I said, wow, that's who it was. It was haunting me for a while. But then on another song, you sounded like Janis Ian. And, you know, you have that bell-like quality. You know who Janis Ian is? No? Okay. I think that's her name. They don't know either. I know none of you know who Janis Ian is. I tell you what, on next week's show, we'll have a quiz. Oh, she sang a song a long time ago. She's still around. A Bob Dylan protege. He kind of led her along. But anyway, you sounded like her, because her voice had that very true ringing quality to it. That's very rare in performers. She had this huge hit. I'll tell you what it was about, because now I'm going to get, no, I know. No, I will. But anyway, it was in the 60s, and she was dating a black guy. And it was one of those, oh, Mom, don't bring him home. And it was like, oh, how could you sing that song in 1966? Of course, I was 3 years old at the time. I don't know what was going on, but it was kind of Janice Ian. Okay. No, we bombed on that one. I'll get you one of her tapes. You'll dig her, though. As a matter of fact, she just performed in New York, though. And she's as old as Bob Dylan, and she looks terrible. But anyway, just like, you know, she's, whatever. Okay, now, before we go to our next artist, we're going to get some shots of these people that make this all happen, right, Scott? All right, Jay, right? We're going to get them. Liz Phair, label mate. You know, you're label mates with Liz Phair and Victoria Williams.
I'm very lucky.
Yeah, and those of you that are familiar with MTV's Unspoken tour, giving those guys a plug, can you imagine? But anyway, that was kind of a cool tour. Did you ever see any of that Unspoken tour, you know, where they just did the poetry and stuff? And Reggie Gaines, and they did some kind of stuff. And a guy from King Missile, his name escapes me. Martin Scorsese, I think, actually did a piece. But anyway, this is Liz Phair, and she's, you know, wild artist, right?
She's hip. I like her a lot.
I know. You wanted to do a nasty song just like her. But anyway, you dig Liz? Yeah. Well, intellectually, she's got it, right?
Oh, she's brilliant, I think, but it's my opinion.
Okay. Let's check it out. It's called Whip Smart. Why not?
Why not?
Get him, Meredith. Gotta look over here. Get him. Get him. There you go.
Hi, I'm Melissa Etheridge, and you're watching Dante on Rock Crowd.
Good.
She's a pretty girl.
See, I told you it's going to be an all-female show tonight, right?
You didn't lie to me, Dante.
All your artists. Melissa Etheridge. What do you think of Melissa Etheridge?
She's very good. Wonderful songwriter.
Yeah? Boy, I tell you, she just like popped from out of nowhere, right? A year or so, right? Well, I know she's been around.
She's been around.
Chastise me. Okay, now, as you're 20 years old, and I was talking about your album. I mean, I'm amazed at how you could write so many sensitive songs on your album. Where do you get your ideas from? Have they been with you for a while? That, you know, I mean, are the songs on your album been written over a number of years or recently?
I've always written poetry and short stories since a young child. It's sort of something that's helped me process going through life. Like when I had problems or good times, I would write about them. And when I picked up the guitar about 3 years ago, it started to just come really naturally. I actually learned guitar so I could hitchhike around Mexico, and I was just going to street sing. But I started writing songs right away and taking a lot of the poetry lyrics or short story ideas into that. But I think largely I really just get song ideas from watching people.
Do you, as a young person, I've always wondered, you know, because there are so many of us around from the old days of rock. Do you feel like you missed anything from, you know, or?
Yeah, growing up in the Cyndi Lauper era wasn't like the most glamorous.
Just there's a female role model for you. Oh, come on, I love those guys. Where's Brett now? But
I grew up listening to Ella Fitzgerald, like the Cole Porter songbook. I think I was very influenced by that kind of writing, and it was very clever.
Yeah, you know, it was an interesting article in the same edition of Newsday that you were reviewed, and it was an article about Jack Kerouac and the music that he used to listen to. It was kind of cool, those types of jazzy kind of influences. But I've always wondered, you know, so I always talk to young people about Woodstock, you know, like, and after this one was not quite the original, you know, I wonder how that impacts upon you but so you always kind of artistically kind of went to writing as kind of like a way of kind of.
I mean, I studied marble carving for a while. I studied visual art, sculpture, busts. I mean, many. But when I was 18 and going, okay, I can't afford rent anymore. What am I going to do? Singing was the most ready. And so I moved into my Volkswagen van and started singing at a coffee shop, and that's when.
Right.
Record companies came.
Yep, but you do have so many faces on the album. For instance, on "I'm Sensitive," which you're going to perform for us, you sound like, you know, there's such a little girl there, you know, and then "You Were Meant for Me." Is that the title, right?
One of the other songs.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're kind of like, you know, a woman, and that's just so varied. You don't see that a lot, you know.
Yeah, I think we're very. I mean, I'm a very emotional person, as you are, and as everybody is. We have many different aspects, very harsh ones versus very sweet ones.
Yeah. See that? There's always something ready to come out at you. But that's true. We do have a lot of sides, don't we? And let's check out Jewel Kilcher doing one of my favorite songs on Pieces of You. And this is I'm Sensitive. Check it out.
Who will save your soul when it comes to the bitters now?
Let's hear it, Tony, turn it on.
Save your soul.
I was thinking that I might fly today, just to disprove all the things that you say. It doesn't take a talent to be mean. Your words can crush things that are unseen. So please be careful with me. I'm sensitive and I'd like to stay that way. You always tell me that it's impossible to be respected and be a girl. But why's it gotta be so complicated? Why you gotta tell me if I'm hated? Oh, please be careful with me. I'm sensitive and I'd like to stay that way. I was thinking that it might do some good if we robbed the cynics and took all their food. That way what they believe will have taken place, and we can give it to everybody that has some faith. Oh, please be careful with me. I'm sensitive and I'd like to stay that way. I have this theory that if we're told we're bad, and that's the only idea we'll ever have. But maybe if we are surrounded in beauty, someday we will become what we see. 'Cause anyone can start a conflict. It's harder yet to disregard it. I'd rather see the world from another angle. We are everyday angels. Be careful with me, 'cause I'd like to stay that way. Do you hate her? 'Cause she's pieces.
Look at that. You look.
Hate that picture.
You hate that picture. Oh, stealing from that little CD cover. Yeah. Are your lyrics on the album?
They are in some
Yeah.
poems and a bunch of good
Yeah.
stuff.
You know, I'm getting into this thing now where I have to read the lyrics as I listen to it, you know?
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Lyrics are important.
You think? Yeah, I guess so. You know, I'm going back to those old
None of
days.
this
and those-
low-calorie music.
Yeah, no, I like to read along. Yeah, it's like reading a book. Wonderful. I'm sensitive. You got it. You know that. I'm telling you. Even though you don't know who Janice Ian is, I probably have her name wrong or something. But get an album of hers. So, Pieces of You. Let's talk a little bit about what's happening with you. Pieces of You is going to be coming out when? Do we have a date?
February 28th.
February 28th.
Very
so
soon.
very soon. It's going to be in the stores. We'll look for that. And we can see you perform. Now, you're going to be performing this Tuesday and next Tuesday in
New York, the Ludlow Street Cafe.
Ludlow Street
10:30
Cafe.
p.m.
You got to go, really, first of all, you know, you got to go out and get the CD when it comes out. You don't even say album anymore. It's
I know,
like,
it's
go out and
kinda
get the CD or the cassette or whatever. But if you want to see Jewel perform, you see her tonight or next week. And Jewel also does a little thing with yodeling, and she's going to close out the show on that. Why don't you take it away? From Alaska.
Upon a summer's eve.
One more time. One more time. One more time.